batch requires 3 ingredients: 2 cups of unbleached white flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour, and 1 1/4 cups of sparkling mineral water unflavored. You mix the 2 ingredients together, and then you slowly pour in the sparkling water. 1 1/4 cups. And then you mix the ingredients together. Sometimes it's best just to get your hands in there and just mix it up all together. Once mixed together, the product looks like this. And then you break them into balls and prepare them to roll. Next, you'll need parchment paper, some excess whole wheat flour, a rolling pin that is measured for 1/4 inch thick. If you don't have a Joseph & Joseph adjustable rolling pin, you can also buy these bands that go around your standard rolling pin. Next, you'll want to throw some whole wheat flour down so that the dough doesn't stick, and then add some whole wheat flour to your rolling pin. You'll take one of your rolling balls, you'll lay it out on the parchment paper, throw a little whole wheat flour on top of it so it doesn't stick to your rolling pin, and begin to roll. Now you're ready to make your round. You'll need a 4 1/2 inch circle, which you can buy on Amazon, or you can use some Tupperware that you have that fits that description. Here is a model that you can use for size. Next, you'll cut out a 4 1/2 inch in diameter round. Peeling away the excess dough. Using a household knife, you will begin to score your bread. Here's a model for the scoring. First, you begin by cutting into the middle, not to go all the way through. Then, again, and again. And again. Then you'll turn your bread and do those same lines in the middle, the top, the bottom, halfway in between each of those lines, and there is your round. And then you'll want to flip the round over to make sure the scoring lines showed up on the back side. If you see that they're faint, just gently trace over the lines. Being careful not to cut all the way through. Next, you'll need your baking dishes. Your baking pans, you can use the dark one, but if you use the dark one, be sure to put down a baking mat, a silicone baking mat, so that it doesn't darken the bread. If you use a light colored pan, all you'll need to do is spray a little Pam on it. With the remainder of the dough, all you need to do is roll it out and score them. You do not need to make any additional rounds. For pieces, you do not need to be concerned about the shape of the bread. You simply score all the way, but don't go all the way through so as not to cut through your bread. And now you're ready to bake. Preheat your oven to 425. When you see it bubble up like that, just take a spatula and smash it down. Or the other option is to put another flat pan on top of it. And if you put another pan on top of it, you're going to have to bake it a little bit longer than normal. After 12 minutes of baking on one side, you flip it over and bake it for another 5 minutes. Now you're ready to cut the bread into pieces. You put the bread into bags of 100 pieces each. You label the bag the weekend of the Mass that you're baking for. What you need next are either shears or a pastry knife to cut all of the bread into pieces. Next, you count the pieces into blocks of 25 and you bag them into a bag of 100 pieces. One batch yields 300 pieces, 100, 200, 300, and one round. Then you package it all up into one freezer-proof Ziploc bag. Put all 3 bags and the round into the Ziploc bag, and now it's ready for delivery to church. Here is a list of the most common problems that occur while baking and some possible solutions for you to consider.